Welcome to the country. So today's video, I'm going to give you an update on all the deer and what's been going on here the past month or so. And I got some really good news for you guys today, and I have some pretty bad news as well. So I'm going to start off with the bad news, get that out of the way. So for the past couple of weeks, Bo here, who's laying behind me, he's been battling an antler infection. So a couple of weeks ago, I noticed that his antler wasn't looking right. It was starting to look more swollen than it really should, and it just wasn't looking normal to me. So I sent a picture to a deer farmer, a friend of ours, and what he said was that it looked like he had an antler infection, and that if I didn't take some immediate actions to try and clear it up, he was probably going to end up dying because of it. One thing about these bucks, especially when they get an infection in that antler, it's right there, really easily to go to their brain, and it kills them most of the time, apparently. This is not something I've dealt with ever. In the 7 years I've been raising deer, I haven't never had one with an antler infection. So it was all new to me, and he told me how he would treat it. So what I ended up doing was putting him to sleep with a sedative, getting a bunch of penicillin, and actually injecting that antler right into that antler with that penicillin, trying to kill that infection. And then I gave him a long-range antibiotic on top of that. So I believe that is going to get him past it. It's been a couple of weeks now. The swelling has gone completely down. All the bleeding has stopped. Everything looks pretty normal. And I think we caught it in time, and I think, like I said, I think he's going to get over it. So the good news is he's still with us today, and I think we're getting him past it. But the bad news is it's definitely affecting his antler growth, and he's not going to grow out to what his potential would have been this year. I really felt like this year at 5 years old that he was going to be able to come close to hitting that 200-inch mark. You know, these bucks, when they get, really mature, 5, 6, 7 years old even, as when they put on their best sets of antlers. So I was really confident that he was going to go ahead and, reach that 200-inch mark this year if everything went right. And up until a couple of weeks ago, he was doing fine. He was growing really quickly. And then, for whatever reason, whether he had a little nick on it or whatever, it got infected, and now that's all changed. But the main thing is that he's getting back to health. He's still here with us. Whether he grows another inch of antler or not really doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is he's still going to be with us, hopefully for a long time. We're going to get him past it, and hopefully move on. So what I want to do is get up and get the camera turned around and show him up close of what that looks like now, and give you an idea of where we're at with him. And then I'm going to take a walk down through here and show you the other deer, what the other bucks are doing, and then show you some of the other good news that I have for you guys. So just give me a second here to get the camera turned around, and then I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I just want to see if he'll lay there for me and not get up, so I can show you what this antler looks like. So you can see a big discrepancy between one side and the other, and that's just because that left side there has quit growing for now. That's the side that had the infection. and it's starting to kind of heal up. The The velvet is really dark on top compared to the other side, as you can tell. And I think that part is actually dyed and is coming loose. And you can kind of really tell that from the back side, and I'll have to see if I can get behind there and show you that, if he'll let me. Hey buddy. Hey Doug. Hey, look that way. Hey, look that way. Look that way. Yeah, look that way. So you can see right there where it looks like that old velvet is coming loose, and you got some clean looking velvet coming in. You can see that's right here, looks dead. This all up in here looks dead, but this looks like it's kind of fresh. And you can tell right back there how that back side looks, whether it looks like it's dead on that side. So I still think we're going to get some growth out of it. It's just going to take a lot of time for all this stuff to kind of heal up, and hopefully it does, and he can get back to growing some antler. But it's definitely not gonna be what it should be. So there's an update on Bo. Some bad news with him, but luckily for us, he's still with us, and we get to enjoy him hopefully for a long time in the future. And we'll get him past this. You know, he's a survivor. He's had some issues with you know, with that EHD and that stuff when he was a yearling, and he just seems to keep bouncing back. And this antler infection that we thought for sure was gonna end up taking him away from us, we managed to get on top of it and get it cleared up. So we're just going to move on, and hopefully he gets better and continues to grow those antlers, and we'll keep you updated with how he's doing throughout the summer. So what I'm going to do is walk down here and go into the other pens and try to beat the rain. We got a pretty good chance of rain the next 2 or 3 days here in western Oklahoma, which is a really good thing because we've been in such a drought here lately. But I'm going to start down through here and show you what else I got going on, show you the bucks, buckshot, and I'll try to get you a picture of Groot, show you where he's at the end of the video. So just give me a second to get down that way, and then I'll be right back. So after a lot of concern and a lot of questions whether he was able to do what he needed to do, yesterday afternoon we got our answer. So laying right here is Topaz. Everybody knows Topaz. Hey baby. And there's Nina. And you can see Nina how big her belly is. So she is definitely carrying some Groot fawns, which I am very excited about. But if we turn the corner here and look inside, oh my goodness, look what we have here. So these are our first Groot fawns and our first fawns of the year. This is a little buck and a little doe, and these belong to Topaz, huh baby? So she had these guys yesterday evening, right before dark. Let me get the camera set down here. And I don't want to disturb them and get them up out of here. They're kind of laying in here in the shade. But they are just the cutest little things. So the question has been answered. Can Groot, or was Groot able to breed these girls and spread his genetics? And obviously, right here's the answer. And the answer is yes. So we're really excited about that. These guys have some really good genetics, like I said before. And they have some really good potential of producing some really big bucks in the future. So let me turn around. I'll show you what Nina looks like here. I expected her to go first because she's so big. And there's her belly. Oh, baby. So she's just going to have these fawns any minute. And last year, Topaz had her fawns first, and then Nina had hers second. So it looks like we're going to go in that order again this year. Huh, baby? You're going to have them pretty soon? You're going to have them babies? Yeah. So what I've done is I put Nina here, and I put Topaz in this middle pen where Bo stayed all winter. I know. This is where Bo stayed all winter, just to kind of isolate them from the others. Make sure these fawns don't run away or don't get out, and they're able to stay inside of this little pen here. Hi, T. Hi, baby. You done good? You done good with them babies? Yeah. And you can see they're panting. Like I said, it's about 95 degrees today, and we got a chance of storms later this afternoon, which really concerns me just a little bit because, you know, I don't want to have Nina having her babies in the rainstorm. I might get down there and take a look at her. You can see her udder there. I know, hold on. How swollen it is. She's got a lot of milk. And she's ready to have them. Just like I said, any minute she might lay down and do it. So like with Topaz yesterday, I come out here, checked on them, and then went in and ate supper. And then about an hour later I came back, and she'd had both of them within the time that I went in the house and ate supper and came back out. So the thing about these deer, once they don't have long labor. Wild animals, when they have their babies, generally it's a real quick process. They get them out and they're up and walking within, you know, of just a few minutes. They were up and walking when I came out here and found them, you know, so they get up and they get on the move pretty quick. So we're going to get out here and leave these guys alone. All I think I'll do is I'll walk over here to the buck pen. Yeah, I'll walk over here to the buck pen and I'll show you what's going on over here with Buckshot and how he looks right now. You guys haven't seen him in a while. I didn't do an update on him in May, and I don't think I did an update on him in March either. Just been so busy with, you know, work and everything else I got going on. The weather hasn't been really good. We've had a lot of high winds and stuff, and it makes it hard to film. Even today the wind's blowing a little bit hard, but about half of what it has been blowing. I'm just going to ease up here to these guys. So this is Buckshot. He's a 4-year-old breeder, and these are his sons from last year. So he had, I think he had 8 babies that were his last year, and 5 of them were bucks and 3 of them were does. and the does are in the other pen with the doe group, and hopefully that they're going to have babies here in about a month or so. If they actually was big enough to breed, we won't know till about July. But hey, buddy. So there's what he looks like right now. He's out to, obviously he's to his brow tines, and then he's starting to show his G2s. I don't think I can get up that close to him, but I can tell that he's starting to split to his G2s right now. So here's one of the yearlings. This is the biggest yearling right here. I don't know what number that is. That's one of Nina's babies. I think it's number 25. I'm not sure, but what he's got is, obviously, there on the left side, he's got a brow tine and a main beam, but on the right side, he got into the fence and he messed up that right side. It's not going to be right. It kind of injured it there. You can tell it looks way different. So he's not going to grow out normally, but that's okay with him. He's just a yearling, and he'll be around here for at least one more year. So all the little bucks are at least up to spikes, with this little guy here being the biggest. Hey, buddy, you're so pretty. Come here. Come here, dude. So if you can tell there, as he walks away, you can kind of see on the end where it's starting to kind of go up to his G2s there. So there's a look at Buckshot and his 5 sons. This little guy here, he has been a little bit sickly. He's the brother to the little doe fawn that actually died, and they were both, when they were born, they were sickly the whole time, and she actually passed away. And then I have worked with him really hard trying to keep him going. And he's quite a bit smaller than the others. He hasn't grown like the other ones have. You can see how pretty they are. They're in their summer red. They've slicked off really good. And he's still a little bit behind. He's still got some of that winter coat, kind of that gray, so he's not slicking off like the rest. His antlers are quite a bit smaller, and his body size is quite a bit smaller. So we're just going to keep working with him and doing what we have to do to hopefully get him up and around, and hopefully he'll come out of it and he'll end up being a pretty big buck one of these days. But anyway, there's a look at the little yearlings right now and their dad, Buckshot. What I'll do is I'll cut the camera here and I'll go back over to where Groot is, and I'll try to get you a really better look at him. What I'll probably do is just take a picture of him and show you what he looks like. Like I said, it's hard to get close to him, and I don't like getting in there and getting him riled up and getting him to spooked or running or anything. I definitely don't want to be injuring that leg, that only front leg that he does have. So I don't like to get in there and mess with him too much. But I'll get you a picture of what he's doing. Show you guys what he looks like real quick. So there's a deer update for you guys. Like I said, some bad news on Bo as far as his antlers go. Some good news with him that he seems to be getting past it. These little ones are nursing. He seems to be getting over it, luckily so. But the best news of the day is these two group babies right here. So we're expecting, I think we've got 6 adult does, 7 adult does. 6 of them were bred to Groot, and 1 was bred to Buckshot. So we're expecting to have 10 to 12 fawns. You know, hopefully by the middle of June they'll all be born before it gets really too awfully hot. And then if the little yearlings, if they actually got bred, they won't have theirs till July, so we won't see them till then. But really thankful for this outcome. This is the best outcome that we can have for Groot after that injury, and you know how upset I was about that when that happened. It was a pretty bad deal, and I still struggle with it all the time. It's something I could have done different to prevent it or to treat it or whatever. But you know, at the very least, he's able to do what he came here to do, which is give us these wonderful babies. And now the only question with him is, can he grow out this set of antlers and carry them on his head the whole way through with just those 3 legs? So we're still gonna be questioning that. We'll watch him all summer, just make sure he's doing good, he's not struggling with carrying those antlers, and hopefully we don't have to cut him off early or anything, but we'll just have to see how he's doing as the summer goes along. But anyway, there's a deer update for you guys. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this one. I'll leave you with the picture of Groot as it stands right now, and I'll be back.